here we have the extremely rare Irish Scientologist in its natural habitat, drinking coffee again. Now, how long will this cup last? The last one lasted a long time. I've got some questions for you from America. Are you prepared to answer them? I guess that's a no. Oh, how disappointing. So I hear that in 2005 you almost left and John Dignan persuaded you to stay. What was going through your mind then? What was it that was actually making you leave? Can you remember? Do you ever think about those days? Do you ever think about your doubts? Or don't you have doubts anymore? No doubts? You must have doubts. Surely you thought when GAT 1 came there wouldn't be a GAT 2. Are you thinking there's not going to be a GAT 3 or 4 or 5? Conversation is good. It's okay. Hello. Conversation is good for you. It's called communication in your language. Normal people call it... Yeah, switch it on, it helps. Can I just point out that if you send these files to Saint Hill, that you're actually contravening the Data Protection Act. And you know that I'm also entitled to see what footage you have of me, as you're an organisation filming me, and I'm a public individual filming the street. La 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 la. This camera battery lasts for 4.5 hours, by the way, just so you know. Unless of course Dave Devoy comes along, knocks it out of my hand and stamps on it whilst laughing like a maniac. It's okay. As he did once before. Now if I move, does he move? Oh yes, we have response. Hey, this is a bit like doing CCHs, isn't it? Yeah. I move, you move in response. Fantastic. This is good. So if I go around like this, put your hand against mine, follow it and contribute to the motion. Thank you. Or was that squirrel tech from the 1980s? What do you think? I mean, really, is it possible that in Ron's 36 years in charge of Scientology, even though he said he wasn't, that he could have possibly made so many mistakes that all the books needed to be released again? Do you know how many different editions there's been of every basic book? About 5. About 5. So I'll just walk over here. Yes, it keeps following me. This is good. You're going to get a pass. Listen, when you get the EP, will you let me know? Oh, body thetans. Yeah. Did you hear about the girl in Clearwater? She could feel the body thetans at the base of her hair follicles. She was a bit worried about that.
Where's Scientology?
It's here. This is a Scientologist.
Is this the one?
Yep, this man here is a Scientologist, but he won't speak to me. See if he'll speak to you.
How do you mean this is Scientology? I thought this was a salon.
No, that is a salon, but you see what it says, Dianetics?
Okay.
That's actually Scientology, and up there it says Church of Scientology Mission of Dublin. So yeah, this is Scientology. That's a Scientologist right there. Yeah. That's a high-level Scientologist. But he won't speak. To me, anyway.
Okay.
Can you make him speak? Yeah. Say hello.
I'm not really interested in it. I'm more interested in you. So what is it? What seems to be your angle?
What seems to be my angle? Well, it's quite simple. Scientology is actually fraud. It is a fraud.
I know. It's everybody makes jokes about it, you know. But
sure, yeah.
But you aren't.
I was a Scientologist, and it concerns me that people like him are still being frauded on a regular basis. This man has spent thousands and thousands of pounds. He thinks he's getting these abilities that he doesn't even have, and he can't even acknowledge to himself that he hasn't got those abilities. That worries me, that this perfectly decent human being here is so deluded that, you know, Is that funny? I'm glad, you know, I've made him laugh. He's laughing. So that's why I do what I do. I've got a brother who's a Scientologist who won't speak to me because I'm against, or I'm critical of Scientology. I'm not against it.
What would you call yourself?
My name's Pete.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. I don't have any name, label, or
Okay.
anything. You know, I'm not doing this from any particular viewpoint other than my own, and I always have done this as myself. You know, so I mean, there are groups of people that tend to be critical of Scientology. You get ex-members, you get, you know, all kinds of different levels of.
I have no idea what's going on with it. I don't even know what Scientology is. But
You should look it up
tell
online.
me.
See, the thing is, like, you can look it up online or any information source you choose, and you can actually take information for it, against it, and you can decide what's best for you. This guy can't do that. He can only look at the positive things. Even though he has looked at the negative things, he doesn't believe anything that's negative about Scientology. He thinks it's not factual, even if it is. That's deluded.
So what seems to be? Why are you filming each other? Actually?
Oh, this is just fun. I film myself
Okay,
because
how long have you been filming each other?
only about 5 minutes.
Okay. So
But one of his colleagues knocked a camera from my hands, stamped on it 3 times whilst laughing like a maniac, and broke it. So I film for protection.
So okay. Seems like you guys have a lot of fun, man.
Oh, we
Enjoy
will,
it.
we will. Thank you, thank you.
know.
Gotta love these encounters. Now, only we could get to using words, that would be amazing. Because I'd love to know what you think. I mean, I really want to know what you think. Because I mean, are you not slightly curious as to why I do this? And it's not because my fate has become enturbulated. It's nothing to do with that. It's because I actually care about you people. I care enough to stand here and talk to you like this, and hopefully try and get you to look. Well, I'll even say to you, you can look at both sides. You can look at both sides. You're an OT. You can look at both sides. You know, you can do this. You're infallible to the end theta. Hello.
I imagine you're on more Scientologist cameras than I am.
Probably, yeah. Are you on Scientology cameras too?
I go all the way back to Scientology.
Oh right, oh right. February 2008. Oh good.
I actually
Yeah.
admire you.
Okay, thank you. Did you get that on camera, Dermot? Did you get that on camera? So, I do this because I want to help you, and I would love dialogue with you, and I'm just putting it there. There's an offer. You can contact me, I'll contact you, and I would love to know what you think about these issues, because isn't it, do you not find it a bit strange that you can't talk about Scientology with anybody unless you're trying to convert them, or unless it's a Scientologist? And you also can't talk about your case, or you're not supposed to. I know we all did. I certainly did, and people I know did. We weren't supposed to talk about our case. Chris Burton, how is he, by the way? He wasn't very well for a while there. He wouldn't talk about his case, but he would hint about these like space societies and all this kind of thing, and what's Mars really all about. I mean, he did a thing in Wynn's Hotel there just 2 years ago where he was talking about that. Do you remember that? Did you go? What did you think when you opened that OT3 document and read that page? Go on, tell me, what did you think? I heard that. You thought it was a crock of shit. Right, didn't you? You thought it was a crock of shit. Wow. Wow. I picked that up from telepathy. I did. Well, Dermy babe, one of these days we'll sit together and we'll just laugh about all this, and you will say things like, how could I have been so bloody dumb? Because you know, at the end of the line, you are being frauded. Defrauded, I think the word is. You are being defrauded, and you know it. And you know that I know. Knowing how to know, I know that you know you're being defrauded. I'm going to go over here now for a break. It's time for my coffee. Do you want to come? And there we have the leader of Scientology Dublin, Jerk Collins. Now, will he acknowledge the OT5? Oh yes, there was a curt nod there. Really, really funny. Does he have his own key? Yes, he does. He's in. Would you like to know how to start smoking? Or do you not care because you're just a body? Is that it? You don't care about smoking because you're just a body? Actually go to a ward where men are dying of smoking related illnesses and see if that doesn't make you want to stop. Or are you just a body? Hi Michael. Oh, now I know who I'm not, and I'm interested in finding out who I really am. I mocked up my reactive mind. Did you get that, Dermot? Excuse me boys, there's a taxi coming. I stopped smoking. Do you know how? Willpower. Seems like that these Scientologists are going to ignore me, so I think I'll just move over there again onto the other side of the street. So let's move in and see if we can see what lies Dermot's telling this guy. Louder, can't hear you. Couldn't hear what you were saying. What was he telling you then? Anything good? No?
Just saying that you're taking lead on me, but I said you're coming over neutral.
You decide to come over here. I didn't ask you to come here, did I? You decided you're going to come over on your own because you were curious about what Scientology was and didn't want to take my word for it, so he thought he'd come and get your word. So what did you tell him? What did you tell him? What did you tell him? He won't speak to me, you see. He speaks to you, but he won't speak to me. I could stand here all night, he wouldn't say a word to me.
Why are you so against it?
I have a brother who is a Scientologist and he won't speak to me. It's like I've lost him. It's like he's dead.
That's sad.
You know, and it is sad. It's like this bloke won't speak to me. He's not my brother, but you know, he could be.
Yeah, that is sad, man, isn't it?
It is sad, but he doesn't care. He does have a brother in Scientology.
Who does?
I do.
He doesn't.
Why'd
I
you say
do.
he does?
He's lying.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
He was in the Sea organisation for over 20 years, Dermot. As you probably have been. Actually, do you know something? You know, like, you're being told lies about me on a continuous basis. So don't believe all you hear. I do have a brother in Scientology.
What's his name?
David.
When did he join?
He joined in 1987 and he left the Sea organisation about 2 years ago. But he's still a Scientologist in his head. That's what the brainwashing does to you. It keeps you brainwashed. Even though you're not in, you're still brainwashed. So he won't speak to me because I'm critical of what Scientology is and does, which is fraud, like your mate said. It's a scam. Scientology is nothing but a fraud, Dermot, as you know. He knows it. Like.
It's bizarre, all this stuff.
Oh, it's crazy shit, man.
To me, it's bizarre, your behaviour.
Yes, I've heard this said before. I sometimes wonder myself, why the fuck do I bother, you know? But I care. I care enough about these guys to try and help them, you know? Take it easy. We're here again. I'm going. Bye.